I now have no way of getting home. And what do I do at that point in time? Good morning, YouTube. This is Heather. Welcome back to our channel. So, I'm in the border crossing. It's Monday. I'm headed to work. And I wanted to talk today about some of the challenges that I have or I experience living a border life of having to cross in the U.S. each day. So, something I just experienced this past month, well, actually, the beginning of October, I was in the U.S. and just went to Walmart to literally grab a toaster. Nothing special, just grabbing a toaster. And as I'm sitting in the aisle with my turn signal, just sitting still, waiting to pull into a parking space, I'm not doing anything special. I had a gentleman back his car up, not even paying attention, and hit the back end of my car. I'll put some pictures here. There wasn't really a lot of damage, but the fact is he hit my car. So at that point, collected all his insurance information. It happened in the U.S., so obviously it's covered under insurance. Everyone has insurance. Well, everyone should have insurance over there. So I'll attach a couple pictures here. Okay, as you see, the damage is not that much on my car at all. Contacted his insurance company. They're going to cover it. It's at no fault of mine. I was sitting still in the aisle. So we had to wait for his response from the person that actually hit my car, and he never responded. So I had to wait, I think it was like 21 days, which was 3 weeks, for him to respond. So now I'm in the process of getting my car fixed. I pick out the shop. I get the rental car as what I normally would do. Again, I've had work done on my car before. I've had recall work done. Always use said rental company. Never any issues. The thing is, with the rentals, if you're crossing the border, you have to pay like an additional insurance that just so that the car's covered in Mexico, etc., etc. So I just assumed that there was not going to be any problems. I've had rental cars before and never had an issue. Well, now I go to pick up my car, and said rental company now tells me that because of COVID-19, none of the cars are allowed to cross the border. So here I am. My car is dropped off at the shop. They've already started disassembling it to repair it. And now I'm being told that I cannot cross the rental car into Mexico. And that I now have no way of getting home. And what do I do at that point in time? So, yeah, I start to flip out. I call my husband, like, dude, what do I do at this point in time? Like, I'm stranded. I have no way. So he says to reach out to the insurance guy. So I call the insurance guy from the company that hit my car. And he's basically telling me, like, don't worry about it, cross the car. Now, anyone that knows me, I'm like the rule follower. I don't like to break the rules. I'm the goody-goody. I like to do everything the right way. I'm not the one to just go and do something that I'm not supposed to do. So I'm like flipping out. Don't know what to do. Don't know how I'm going to get home. Don't know where I'm going to stay for the night. So back and forth with the rental guy. He's like, no, we're not going to leave you stranded. Basically tells me, like, don't even worry about it. We're a huge insurance company. We've got a lot of pull with this rental company. And we will put a personal liaison in it if they give you any problems. We're not going to leave you stranded. So I'm like, okay. So I called the car dealership the repair shop that's fixing my car, and I'm like, is there any way like I can drop the car off every day and you can work on it, and I'll just pick it up before I leave to cross the border? And the guy's like, well, we can't keep taking your car apart. I didn't really think about that. We can't keep taking your car apart every single day and putting it back together so you can cross the border back and forth. So, okay, great. I told him my situation. I live across the border. I've lived there for 6 years. Like, that's my only residence. What do I do? So he's like, well, let me talk to my boss and see what we can do to speed things up for you. And this repair shop was wonderful. And he's like, look, I talked to my boss, and my boss is like, they're not going to do anything to you. So just cross the car. And I'm now having 2 people tell me to cross the car. So I'm scared to death. I don't want to cross the car. What if they have GPS on it? Am I going to get in trouble? Are they going to give me any kind of fine? Finally, I talked to my husband again. He's like, just cross the car. So I illegally crossed a rental car into Mexico just so I could get home. Granted, I was off the next 2 days. So literally, I crossed the car, got home, parked it in the garage, and left it there for 2 days until it was time to cross back. And thank God, the company that was repairing my car literally had my car ready that very next day that I worked. So I only had to cross into Mexico once and back into the U.S. once. And I didn't have to worry about multiple times of going across the border. Border Patrol never even asked anything about the rental car. That why I had different plates, because they track your plates every time you cross. Nothing. So you'll see that there's a lot of challenges of living across the border. Things that are just very everyday simple things that people do. I can't do because I have to worry about the border. Okay, so this is just one of the challenges. Like I said, there's challenges to living on the border. This is just an example of one of the challenges that I experience. If it weren't for living on the border, some of these things is just day in and day out things that we all take for granted. And I think that, now that I've lived in the border life for 6 years and crossing every day for work, I've come to appreciate like all of the things that I did take for granted before. Things in life that were just easy. I talk about it when life was simple, because crossing the border every day is not simple. It's getting up and getting ready. I mean, I literally get up 4 hours before my shift, sometimes earlier than that, depending on what time I have to be at work. I leave my house typically 3 hours before I go to work. And that's just to take into account that I never know what the border crossing is going to be like. I don't ever know, am I going to be in line for 20 minutes? Am I going to be in line for 45 minutes? It's going to take 2 hours today. I just don't ever know. So it's kind of just, it's my life. So I hope you guys enjoyed my challenge for the day, and we'll see you soon.